Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to the Smart Nation and You Let's Learn webinar on video content creation for everyone. My name is Karen, and I will be your host for today. Now, Singapore's Smart Nation initiative is all about using technology to improve the way we live, we work, and we play. Now, to realize this vision, it is crucial for all Singaporeans to be equipped with digital skills so that they can take advantage of new and exciting job opportunities, especially during this period of time where many of us are concerned about our careers. Now, this is why the Smart Nation and Digital Government Office and NTUC Learning Hub are glad to bring you the Smart Nation and You Let's Learn Festival. Now, NTUC Learning Hub is proud to be the official continuing education and training provider, powering the Let's Learn segment of this exciting event with something for everyone. Now, today's webinar is on video content creation for everyone. Now, do note that this session will be recorded. And of course, if you'd like to recap your learnings, you can always visit the Smart Nation YouTube channel. Now, recording of the various sessions will be made available about 2 weeks after the festival. Now, we'd also like to encourage all of you to stay back all the way till the end because we do have a post-webinar survey. And 2 participants who complete the survey will get to bring home $10 fair price online vouchers. Also, you can also participate in our Let's Learn contest and stand to win $100 fair price online vouchers. Simply scan the QR code or visit the link on screen to find out more. Now, we'll also be sharing the QR code and link again at the end of the webinar. Now, today we're so happy to have with us David, who is co-founder of Offset, a leading motion design agency that creates compelling 2D and 3D animations for clients such as Apple, Facebook, Nike, L'Oreal. And he also runs Ovio, an online video maker that easily enables small businesses and agencies to create compelling short animated videos for social media. Now, during the whole course, if you've got any questions, feel free to utilize the Q&A function so that David will be aware of your queries and he'll do his best to answer them. So without further ado, I'll hand the time over to David. David, please.
Hello, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. How are you today? I hope you guys have your lunch already. It is 2 p.m. This morning, I just had a carrot cake because I didn't want to have such a heavy lunch because afternoon we're going to have so much to share with you guys. So why don't you go ahead and share with me what do you guys have for lunch? Just type in the chat below what you have for lunch so that I can identify that you can hear me and also make sure that everything is correct. Dim sum, chicken rice, haven't eaten yet. Porridge, water, just water. Wow. Tapao fish soup. Wow, that's awesome. There's a lot of food. Well, we have almost 500 participants over here, but not to worry. You guys are in for a treat. You might see me looking at the left because my chat screen is on the left, so don't worry about it. Rice, cold noodles, coffee. Coffee is not enough. Please have more. Okay, don't worry, later we have some breaks here and there if you are feeling, if you haven't eaten, please have some biscuit or whatever. Okay. All right. Am I treating? No, sorry, I'm not treating. Okay, thank you so much for joining the workshop. We have quite a lot of slides to go through, and also we'll be going through some exercises together so that all of you can really get the most out of the session today. So thank you for joining. It'll be my duty to make sure that you become a professional video creator today. Let me just share my screen. Oops, am I sharing the screen?
Yes, the screen works fine.
Oh, okay, scare me. Okay, great. Okay, let's begin. Let's bring up, make sure everything is fine. All right, so today we are going through how to create video content for everybody. So my name is David, and I'm representing Off Media, And under Off Media, we have two companies, Offset and Offio. So we started as Offset as a creative agency. So today we are an award-winning agency, and we focus a lot on motion graphics and social media ads. And over the years, we have the opportunity to work on a lot of 2D animations, 3D animations as well, realistic ones, or very beautiful for Tiger, for Shine Festival, for Samsung, so on and so forth. We have the opportunity to work with a lot of big clients around the world, like Apple, Facebook, Nike, Google, Instagram, Spotify, and so on. And over the years, we have learned so much that we thought that today there's some lessons that we can share with you, how you can take some of the tips over here to do it yourself as well. We are also a Facebook marketing partner. We are badged as a partner, so we kind of know all the different best practices. Also, we will be conducting a lot of workshops in partnership with Facebook, with global brands to really elevate their marketing efforts. So we have been to like Vietnam, Thailand, Korea, Malaysia as well, and Singapore to hold all these different workshops, making sure that they are well educated and they know how to be creative, creating creative assets for their ads. So the question is, why should we care about videos? The average person scrolls through about 100 meters of mobile content every single day. And there's like over 700 pieces of content. 100 meters is like 2 times the Gardens by the Bay Super Tree Observatory tree, right? The one in the middle, the one tallest is 50 meters. So we are scrolling like 100 meters of content every single day. Tons and tons of contents are being published every day as well. And they're all trying to grab the attention of the same audience, right? So we did need to really get creative to garner the attention that we need. So in this video, you can see that there's one particular guy over there who's more creative than the rest. I'm not sure if you can identify. And I will say the guy at the back over here. So instead of squeezing in, being in the midst of everybody else, this guy actually climbed to the top and then get the attention that he needed compared to the rest. So we, just like him, we need to be creative. How can we have the best chance to get the attention from our audience? People gaze 5 times longer at video than at static posts on Facebook. And ultimately, why should we care about video? Because Facebook says so. So Facebook has, as a social media platform, they has the most monthly active users in 2021. That's like 2.8 billion, almost like 1/3 of the whole population in the whole world. And they say, based on their data, they study different audience behavior, and they note that videos indeed is a lot more effective than just static images alone. So they found that ad campaigns with static images and videos usually win images or videos campaign alone. So let's say if you run a ad campaign that's just images alone or just videos alone, it will lose to a campaign that has a mix of videos and images. But your content should have about 80% videos and 20% static images. Sometimes it could even be like 90% videos and just 10% static image. Later I'll show you an example. Facebook launched about 20 years ago, and iPhone launched about 14 years ago. It was only until about 4 to 5 years ago when companies start to understand how to really create effective ads for the mobile generation. So at the time, about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a very prominent time where the transition from broadcast TV to mobile was super obvious. Because it was a time where brands start to really invest a lot on mobile ads. They realized that audience are there, TV is not that popular anymore, and they just want to make it work for their brand. I want to share with you a campaign that we created for our client, and it's for McDonald's. So McDonald's is for Malaysia. They have this ayam goreng, right? It's not available in Singapore, but it's really delicious. So at the time, they are promoting McDonald's ayam goreng. So you can see that this is the TV ad, a 30-second spot where they run on television. Have a look.
David, is there supposed to be sound? We can't hear the video.
Oh, sorry. Let me just reshare. I think I forgot the setting again. Share sound. All right. Okay, I'm back.
Of course, everybody, if you've got any questions for David, feel free to utilize the Q&A function, all right? Over to you, David.
Thank you. Okay. Let me play again, because the sound is important.
Ayam goreng MACD 非比寻常。
All right, so that's the ad. You guys can hear the sound, right? The crispiness of the chicken. That's why it's very enticing. So as much as it's a great ad, they kind of use this same video and start to run the Facebook ad as it is. You know, they run the HD version, 30 seconds ad, and ran it on Facebook. And after that, they realized that it's not working at all. The conversion is not there. People are not engaging with it. They start to question Facebook. You know, they have a partner with them, and they ask them, "Hey, why doesn't my ad work well on Facebook? I don't think Facebook is working." And Facebook replied was, "I think we need to optimize your video because this is a very lengthy ad. If you want to run a direct response ad, a HD version will not work as well as well." So that's where we got to work. Facebook worked with us to kind of optimize this video to become more effective on mobile. So the result is this. We took 30 seconds ad and we kind of re-optimize it and create multiple different creatives so that they can run the ads again. So we have a recut, which is a 13 seconds cut, a lot more shorter, snappier, a lot more effective. Short videos, we have two versions. One is the 3 to 6 seconds, the other one as well, a shorter version, 3 seconds. A cinema graph, which is a looping video of 2 seconds, as well as a carousel, which is a series of video that we encourage users to swipe towards the right to see more. So from one TVC, we kind of create 12 different ad creatives. Okay, I just want to share with you how it looks like. So this is a recut. Yeah, so a lot faster, a lot snappier, but the audience can still understand and know what they are trying to sell. And we also incorporated bold text because on mobile, a lot of people are on silent mode, right? So having some text is very important, as much as we hope that they can listen, right, to the audio. But a lot of people just didn't on the sound because they're on the go, right? We also play with split screens because we know that audience now can absorb a lot in a single second. So having split screens will really help to tell a lot more story in less time. Okay, so that's for recut. We also have a short video where we just play with the crumbs. When you have a bite, the crumbs just fly across the screen. We also incorporated a white bar over here, just so that the crumbs can fly across, making it a lot more dynamic and 3D looking-ish, you know. And for the 3-second version, yep, this is just another quick version. A cinema graph is just a looping animation, focus on the sweat, you know, the spiciness, some smoke and crumbs flying. A simple motion like that becomes a lot more effective for the ad. And then the next one, we have the carousel. So you can see for the carousel ad, we purposefully make it such that the motion is always moved towards the right, so that it will kind of make people feel more curious, like what is next, you know, so that they can scroll more to the right and have a look at what is at the end. And lastly, we also have a still image. So remember earlier I said that a campaign shouldn't have just all videos. So we also have one image in mind over here. And they went back to run the campaign, and the results was amazing. So this was 2017, you can see over here, Malaysians so crazy that it actually goes out of stock. Hey, imagine McDonald's chicken goes out of stock, which is amazing. And during an article, the McDonald's Malaysia shared that this is actually the highest sales month in history of McDonald's in Malaysia. The campaign actually outperformed, and they have to really stop running the ads because they actually ran out of chicken. So that's where it's a very prominent case study, because during at that time there was a mobile evolution. Brands who used to spend hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to produce one TV commercial, today they will produce tens or even hundreds of creatives to test what really works. Brands also used to be very, very protective of their brand guide. You know, the font size has to be this way, the certain look has to be like that. But now brands are a lot more spontaneous, they are a lot more experimental, and a lot more creative. Because ultimately they know that people connect with people, not company, especially on social media. So you can see we have a client called Garnier and also Pond's. These are two beauty brands, right? And they are very, very protective of their brand. So in the past, okay, let me just show you this video first. So at the time, Garnier was very protective of their brand. When we suggest that, hey, maybe you can use some emoji and all that, they were saying like, it's not according to my brand guide. You know, we have to be very sleek and very beautiful. Or this just doesn't work for my brand. So we tell them, hey, why not just try? In the end, this alone is a lot more effective than the ads they have been running at that time. Yeah, so brands really have to evolve. They can't be so protective and overly concerned of how their brand guide looks. This is another version. Same for Pond's. When you want to add some sparkle animation and some handwritten words, they were against it. But after they tried it, it is a lot more effective because the messaging is a lot clearer, it's a lot more entertaining. It is just more fun, right? So big brands actually learn. We don't know what will work, but we have to get creative and test ideas to find out what works and double down on the winning ideas. So similar for us, small businesses or freelancers or people who are trying to create content on social media, we have to be consistently producing and try new creatives to find out what truly connects with our audience and then double down on it. There's a very popular hashtag in Facebook that always say play more. They will encourage clients to play more, you know, be creative, play more, and then we will get great results from there. But you might be thinking, you know, but I am not charismatic on camera, or I have no budget to hire influencers. Video editing or recording is so difficult and all that. And that's why today I'll be sharing with you some effortlessly powerful ways to make your contents a lot more effective by leveraging the power of animation. So by the end of the day, you can walk off like a boss with swag, you know. I have learned a new skill and it's a very important skill moving forward. Yeah, so by the end of the day, you're a master of an online video maker for beginners. So this is proudly made in Singapore by us. I'm really glad to be sharing with you how you can easily leverage a new tool like that to create your creatives moving forward. We have over 300,000 businesses that have joined us today. And some of our clients that I have been using are like Twitter, Pinterest, even Binance. I'm not sure if you're familiar with cryptocurrency. Even Binance are using us at this moment. So it's really, really cool. So what is Orfeo? Orfeo is essentially a graphic designer, an animator, and a video creator all in one. We have a lot of different templates available. Here are some of it. Okay, I'm just looking at the chat. I think some of you are saying my screen turns green. Does it still turn green right now? I cannot really see the chat. I see the Q&A. Still green. Okay, let me just try to share.
My side is okay, actually.
Okay, let me just try to re-share the screen just in case. Okay. I hope it is better for you.
Yes. So everybody, could you just let us know in the comments if everything is okay, please? Yeah. Okay. I think as they're commenting, David, we've actually got a question.
Okay.
We've got somebody asking if Ophio app is free. A question from Yvonne Tang.
Thank you, Yvonne, for the question. Yes, I will come to that soon. It will be free for you for 3 months. I'll share more details with you how to sign up later on. Not to worry.
Yep, I think the screen is good. So far, the comment section look great. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's go. And we also have millions of different stock images and footages available. And I'm glad to share that we are also in partnership with Shutterstock, one of the premium leading stock images provider around the world. And they'll be available for all of us in the next end of April. Yeah, end of April. There are also a lot of huge library of design elements and animated graphics you can just drag and drop into your composition to make it a lot more dynamic. And very important, of course, we need to have great music choices as well to accompany your video. Yeah, so we are here. Some admin matters. Please sign up your account at ophio.com/register !copy equals Smart Nation. So what will happen is if you register with this link, you will gain a premium access for free for 3 months, especially for you. It is worth $75, but please use Chrome or Microsoft Edge on your desktop only. Currently, Ophio doesn't work for mobile, so please use your desktop computer to sign up for an account right now. This link will be available throughout today, and after that, we will close it already. So do remember to sign up for your accounts today. And secondly, join us in some exercises today, because I think that's how we can really truly learn the platform. If you do not have any product images or images prepared, you may download my sample food images. I will paste the link soon. Lastly, I have Caleb with me as well in the chat. So any questions, he will be here to help us. So just feel free to ask any questions, and we will do our best to ask you along the to help you along the way. Okay, so for now, I will just go ahead to register your account. It just take about 5 minutes, and I will be sharing the link on the food sample images. So the images will be like that, lah. Some bubble tea, burger, carrot cake. Just now I just had carrot cake, chicken rice. Yeah, it'll be helpful for our exercises later. Okay, let me just pull up the link. Will it be auto charged after 3 months? No, because you don't have to put any credit card, so there will not be auto charge. So if you want to continue, you just need to subscribe after that. I'll paste the sign up link. Okay, one moment. Let me just paste the sign up link. Okay, so here's the link.
So of course, everybody, well, you can check out the links shared by David. Just a gentle reminder, we've got 2 areas for you to input text. One is the chat box, and one is the Q&A, because the chat box has a lot of things going on. So we may miss out some questions. So in case we do, you can always just copy and paste your questions into the Q&A box. Thank you.
The link for the sample images is a Dropbox link that I just pasted above. Do you see it? Can we sign up at a later date for the 3 months free? The link will be only available for today. So please try your best to register for your account today. Still loading, let me just try. Let me just play some music in case some of you are bored. It is still loading. Okay, let me just check. Okay, if it's still loading for you, not to worry. Please give us a while. I think because suddenly there's too many people. Let me just get it sorted for you.
Hi, everyone. We hear your concerns. Just give us a bit of time to figure it out, all right? Thank you very, very much. Meanwhile, as we're sorting that out, just checking out the Q&A boxes, I see the question from Eileen, who's asking whether can we use this on tablet. Caleb has already answered your question. Sorry, it's only available on desktop. And of course, we've also questioned from Junwei, who's asking, must we use the same email address that we sign up for this webinar? Caleb saying, nope, don't need to. And probably one of the more pressing questions that a few of you have all asked is about pricing. How much for after 3 months? It'll be $19 per month and $149 per year. David, we do have our learners who are having problems with signing up. Would you want to fix the signing up issue after the class? Maybe we could go through the rest of the content first.
Yep.
Yeah, so sorry, everybody. As we're trying to figure out, we probably need a bit more time for you guys to sign up. So we will probably see if it's possible to disseminate a link later on after the class. And we will indicate when is the closing time for you to sign up. All right. So David, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, no problem. I think some of you still can't log in. No problem. I will make sure that you guys will get it. I think because all of us are trying to sign up at the same time and it kind of too much traffic over here, but not to worry. But let me just go through some of the exercises and some of the examples first, and then later on we can try to sign up again. Okay, don't worry, I will make sure that you guys will get it. All right, I think for the first question for me would be, I would like to know, what do you do? Are you a marketer? Are you a creative designer, business owner, student, parent, or are you just arrowed by someone to come here? Are you new to video creation, or are you from an ad agency, creative agency? Are you excited to be here, or are you just a passerby? Can you just leave in the chat which number are you? If you are 1 and 5 and 6, then you just put 1, 5, 6. If you are a 2, 3, 4, because you are a creative designer, business owner, and student, you can just put 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3, a lecturer on digital marketing. Oh, cool. Which school? 5, you're 3, business owner. Okay. Christina is a business owner. RMIT, nice. Welcome. 3 and 7, business owner, and you are new to video creation. Okay, cool. I hope this will be valuable for you. Home baking business. Pauline, 4 and 7, student, new. Okay, great. 379, business owner, new to video creation, and you are excited. Awesome. Priscilla, business owner and a student, real estate salesperson. Okay, great. We have all kinds of people here. I hope that what I'm going to share is going to be very, very helpful for you. We are not able to go through all the different industry, and today's session will be quite generic, but the ideas will be helpful for all industry. Okay, and the next question that I have to ask is, out of 1 to 5, how familiar are you with video creation? 1 being really new, haven't really done any video before, or 5, you're like a professional, you know After Effects, you know Premiere Pro. 1. Okay, cool. There's a lot of 1s. 3. Check. Lumen 5. 1, 2. Okay, cool. I think a lot of you are in the 1, 2, and 3s, which is awesome. Okay, no problem. Today will be very, very simple, very, very easy. Anybody can do it. If you know how to use PowerPoint, then you can create videos. All right. Okay, let's move on. All right, so today, let's begin. And then I'm going to show you how some of the examples and also some tips or tricks on how to use the platform effectively, all right? So there are 2 areas to use Orfeo for. Number 1, to create short and effective video ads. And number 2, create daily on-brand designs. Let me just go through the first one over here. So to create short and effective video ads, the simplest way is to use some of the designer templates that we have on our platform. In these slides, I have shown some of the examples, but let me just go to my platform so that's easier for you to visualize. Okay, so when you first sign up, this should be the dashboard that you'll be seeing. These are just all my different templates. For yours should be blank, no problem. When you start a new project, there are 3 questions for you. So for now, the first one that we're going to try will be designer templates. So for designer templates, today we'll just be focusing on the Square social media posts. Okay, so you can see that these are all the different templates that are available. So you can also roll over to have a quick look on some of the animation. We also have the filters over here so they can choose the relevant product or the style. For today, I will just be choosing maybe this one, a Razer mouse. Okay, so once you selected the template, you'll be brought to a storyboard scene. Storyboard scene is where you really plan for the different scenes of a video. currently we have one scene. Click on it to enter the scene. So once you're here, when you click on spacebar, you can view the video. Is it very loud? It's very loud for me. Okay, or you can click on the play button over here, but for shortcut, just hit on the spacebar. So very simple. A template is like that, and then we can start to replace our product image. So in my other files, that's where you can upload your own images. You can click on upload over here, and then you can choose one of the image. But since I already uploaded, I can just click on the salad over here that I have. So we do have a remove background function. So with your image selected, at the top, you can see that you can remove background over here, which is called remove BG, and click, remove the background, remove. I do know that not all images are suitable. Ideally, your image is not too messy, right? So for in this example, it is very easy for the software to identify, and then we can put it in the scene. I don't need my mouse anymore. I can just remove it. And then following that, I can just double click on the text. Maybe I can call it legend salad. Okay, stay healthy today. So again, you hit on spacebar, the animation for the text is still there. You can use the website as well, salad.com. And we're done. So very easily, we can just switch around based on a template. To give you a bit of orientation, on the left is where you can find all the different elements, the different assets. All the graphics are here, all the effects are here. They all come in different packs. There are also stock images and footages on over here as well. Currently, we are using free sources like Unsplash, but soon, like as I was saying, next month onwards, we will have Shutterstock over here. You can use your convenience as well. Music library over here. Then click on the view music categories. Here are all the different music categories you can choose from. Preview the music. Oh, so loud. And click use. Okay, very simple. And on the right will be all the different layers. So if you're not familiar with any design software, a layer means a layer can be a text, a layer can be an image, a layer can be a graphic. Everything that is in the design will be part of a layer. And that's where you can easily select them and choose accordingly. And everything that is on top of the layer will be presented at the very top of everything else. So you can see that my salad is at the top. So as I drag it along the other elements, it will always be at the top. Okay, I think it's quite easy to understand. And the background will be always at the bottom, at the very end of it. Okay, so this is a very quick introduction of the platform. Oh yes, for the top will be where all the different settings will be. So let's say I want to change the colors or add filters, it will be available at the top. Adjust the colors or adding effects like blur as well. Okay, blur it. No, close it. Okay, so I go through the orientation. These slides will be given to you. I have also identified, okay, the left side is the asset library. On the right side will be the layers management. At the top will be the editor. Okay, and I'll show you the one. Okay, for now, I would like you guys to try, but I understand that not all of you can sign up yet, but let me just check if the sign up is ready. Caleb, can I check if the sign up is okay?
Yep. So for those who have not signed up for the account, please go into the link again and try to sign up. If there's a prompt that says the credentials have already been used before, then you can just try to log in.
Works for me, just try. Okay, awesome. That's great. Okay, for the rest of you, please try to sign up, okay? Let me know if you still face any issue. Post the link again. Yeah, I just added the link into the chat. Jessica,
So can I just ask a favor from everyone, that when David asks a question, like say what food you eat or like what like what is your occupation, don't type it in the question and answer portion because it will flood me and I won't be able to answer those people who have legitimate questions, right? So just type it in the chat instead of the question and answer portion. Thank you.
Amanda, it should be free. So once you sign up from the link, it should lead you to the dashboard. Don't have to pay. Let me just paste the link again in case some of you lost it in the chat. Don't click on buy now. Click on the link that I just provided in the chat, which is /register ? Copy equals Smart Nation. Okay, you want to see on the screen, let me just bring up the screen over here. Yep. If you want to type it yourself, it's offyo.com/register ? Copy equals Smart Nation. 3 months free. Sign in successfully. Yeah. Okay, today might be a bit slow, but please bear with me because I think a lot of us are trying to enter at the same time. So we'll be doing our best to manage this, okay? Okay, so those of you who have already have the platform, this will be our first exercise. Okay, you saw what I just did. Let's go ahead to choose a template, add a product image. It can be your own image or you can use my food image. Try to remove the background if you can. If your image doesn't need to remove background, that's fine. And also just to change the text. Okay, so for the next 5 to 10 minutes, just please go and have a try of this first very, very basic exercise over here. Okay, the food link. Okay, the food link is this Dropbox link. Okay, I just added into the chat. Is this Dropbox link where you can download the different food images. What is branded template and what is designer template? Later I will go through what is branded template. For now, just try the designer templates. Okay, designer templates. Let me just bring up again. For the first exercise, just go to the designer template. Spencer, the link is just above. There's a Dropbox link. Do you see it? Yeah, my tech guys is trying their best to. Oh yes, because Chrome generally takes a lot of memory, especially running Offyo. So try your best to remove some of the other applications so that you can optimize it. Because currently, I'm also experiencing slow because all of us are entering at the same time. Serene, you asked about the license, copyright. Yeah, so for the music and all that, there's no copyright problem. But if you use a template, if the product is from Razer, please don't use that. Use your own product image. This will be on your own rights to do it. Okay. Right, it's a bit slow right now. Clement, please don't use on Safari, please. Use on Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Joe L. Okay, the dashboard.ofyo.com is correct. So you should see a empty. For me, I have a lot of projects, so I can see a lot of different squares. But for you, it should be blank. Then click on Start a new project and click on Designer Templates. Okay, so after you click on Designer Templates, click on the square social media post, 1080 by 1080. Why? Okay, so it's taking a while to load. So it might be a case where maybe I just show you, and maybe after the session, you can try it more on your own. Would that be okay? I think all of us are trying to enter and it's getting crazy. Yep, thanks, Jamie. Okay, cool. yeah, Jessica, all of us are trying to enter at the same time, so it's quite laggy. And all of us are from Singapore and all going from the Singapore server, so it's quite insane. Okay, no problem. I think after the session where we try to enter at different time, then we will have fun. Not to worry. Even after the session, if you have any questions, we do have our inbuilt chat. We'll always do our best to answer you. Lightning and thunder now in the west. Is it raining? Yeah, the bandwidth is quite limited right now. Okay, no problem. Let's just get back to it. I think for today, let me just go through from my slides and some demonstration. And following that, after the session, you guys can really go and have some fun with it later on.
Yeah, we currently have 522 active users on site. I think that's our all-time high. I think our developers are working on it right now. So sorry for the inconvenience. Maybe David, you can just continue with the with the rest of the content first.
Okay, don't worry, guys. Okay, we shall move on first. Okay, I need to explain. Okay, for the next, supposedly the exercise, I need to explain to you what is the timeline, and as well as how to add an entrance animation. Okay, let me just. Okay, let me just get started. Luckily, I can still load some stuff. It happened to Alibaba during 11/11 sales. Okay, let me just click this. All right, now we're back. Okay, please follow after me. Okay, so earlier, the one that I didn't touch on is the timeline. The timeline is the most complicated element or most complicated function out of the whole platform. If you understand this, you will be classified and certified as professional Ofyo user. Okay, let me just explain to you. If you have never used a video editing software, this is a timeline. So what happens is, this is from a 0 seconds towards the right would be the end duration. In this example, our duration of the scene is 8 seconds. You can see over here. So this is 8 seconds, 0 to 8 seconds. So as I hit on spacebar, you can see my needle over here will play from 0 to 8, something like that. Okay, very clear. And on the, you can see all the different layers as well. These are all the different elements that is part of the design. Okay, I hope this is clear. And then you can see that on the timeline itself, on each individual layer, there are 3 rectangles with a plus sign on this. So what this means, the first rectangle represents the entrance animation that you would like to apply. And the middle one will be the emphasis animation. And what is the emphasis animation? It means that applying an animation that will be throughout the duration of the whole video. So for example, if I want this foot image to have a constant scaling up, this is where you apply it. And on the right hand side, the ending is where you can apply the exit animation. How do you want this layer to exit the scene? Okay, very clear. Let me just click and show you. So if I click on plus, you can see there are different options over here. Okay, fade in, wipe in, push in, and so on. Okay, let me just click on the mask. Okay. So if there's something applied, you will turn into a triangle, just like that. Okay, let me just switch it off. Switch it off. So you can see that my salmon image here doesn't move. Okay, let me just switch off the rest so that it's clearer for you. Okay, it doesn't move, right? So now I want the mask or the image to enter the scene from the bottom. What I can do is click on the plus sign, slide in from the bottom. Okay, and then now when you hit on spacebar again, okay, you'll just enter the scene. So you can see that the entrance animation, it lasts for 1 second. So from 0 to 1 seconds, it will appear in that duration. What if I want it to be slower? I can drag this here and then drag towards the 2 second mark. And now I'm telling the system that, okay, I want my salmon image to enter the scene, slide in from the bottom in 2 seconds. So now we have more time and therefore it is slower. Okay, so take a look. Okay, so it's a lot slower and we can register better, right? Okay, so I think 1 second is fine. Let me just put it back. The I button over here is where I can hide the layer, which I just did for your convenience. Sometimes you have too many layers, you can't really see everything. Hide it, hide it. Okay, then I put it back, I play again. Okay, the next thing is emphasis animation. Now, my salmon image, my food image is just come in and then it stays as a static. I don't want that. I want to have some motion throughout the whole duration, right? So what I can do is to click on the plus sign in the middle and click on slow zoom in over here. So now when I see, so it enters the scene, but at the same time, it slowly zoom in. So we don't have a static weird frame, right? We can also choose the speed. Right now it's 100%. I can make it a lot faster, like 500%. So now you see. It's moving a lot faster, right? Okay, then now 8 seconds is too long. At the right hand side over here, I can change to maybe 5 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. And let me just apply an exit animation so that you know what I mean. So on the exit animation, slide out. Okay, where should I slide out to? I'm gonna slide out to the top. Since I enter from the bottom, I slide out to the top. I think it makes sense. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, so right now it slides up to the top. Yep, so once you master this, you'll already become a professional animator in Orfeo. Yeah, I know for now you can't try it. Some of you are saying still loading. Yes, it's still loading. I think you have to try it later on as the bandwidth improves later on. Okay. Okay, do you understand the timeline so far? If you can understand, please type yes. Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you, Joel. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Ronald. No. There's one no. What do I click to see the timeline? Okay.
No, please don't type yes in the Q&A.
Sorry, click yes on the chat, okay? The Q&A purely for questions so that Caleb can identify what are the important questions and he can tell me. Okay, so the timeline is located at the bottom right-hand side over here. There's an open timeline. So you can click on open timeline and then you will hide the rest of the things so that you can just focus on the timeline, you know. And you can close it over here and everything else will be back, just like that.
David, there's a question on
Yes.
why is the salmon picture called the mask? Like on the right side layer.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a question like, why is it called a mask, or what is a mask?
Okay, let me just explain to you what is a mask. So an image is usually square, right? But what we can do is to add a mask. What a mask does is mask out the areas that we don't want and only keep the shape that we want. So we call it a mask. Yeah, so usually the mask is located under stocks, under mask. Right now I have problem loading, but usually you can see different shapes. You can see square, you can see rectangle, you can see circle. And when you apply the mask on the canvas, you can then replace it with your image, and your image will be according to the shape of the mask. Yeah, I hope this answers your question. Okay, let me just try to refresh. I think the loading is quite slow. How many are actively in our site now, Caleb?
About 120
Okay.
at the moment.
Chi-Host ask, how do we get the scattered ingredients? Or this is just part of the template. It's one of the template. Later I can show you. Okay, so back to this. I think I've shown you what is the timeline, what is the entrance animation, and then later on I'll show you how to add an animated graphic. Okay, the next thing that I would like to go through is what's the creative process for creating and improving a video. So for example, I want to start creating a video. I'm new, right? A lot of us are in the ones. We want to know how can I get started to brainstorm a video. Let me show you a process that we usually go through. A video production process is something like that: a pre-production and a production period. In a more traditional production, there will be a production and then there's a post-production. Usually a production means that live shoot. I organize the shoot, I go and shoot the talent. That's during the production phase. But in this example, we do not need that, because since we are just going to have a pre-production, planning of the script and storyboard, and then production will be under how to design and how to animate and export quickly. Okay, so just know that pre-production and then production is where we will use Orfeo to create the design and then export the video. So what is the pre-production? Pre-production is actually very, very simple. Let me just show you an example. So I was just browsing around NTUC LearningHub and try to see that if there's anything that I can use as an example or attempt to improve. So I saw this one post, a graphic that is something like this, and the copy is innovation is the top adaptive skill which employers think employees are lacking. Upgrade your innovation to stand out today. I think this is a great piece of graphic. It's a static image. I thought maybe what if I transform this into video? How would it be like? Okay, so let me just break down the copy. Okay, to a quick analysis, I find that while the graphic is very eye-catching, I think this light bulb, this hand and a very high-tech looking graphic is very eye-catching, but the text might be a little bit overwhelming. And the reason being is there's quite a lot of text, at the same time, all are caps. So it becomes a bit hard to read. All caps text are fine if it's a lot lesser, but I think in this example, a bit too much. So by transforming it into a video, we can actually add attractive motion and separate the text into different scenes so that it is a lot easier to read. So to break it down into the script, this is the original copy. I just copy out like that. So the first line is this, the second line is upgrade your innovation to stand out today. Okay, so to break it down, I started thinking about, okay, how can I divide the scenes? So very simple, a very basic way is I have a scene 1, okay, original script over here, transform the video. I have the first line of copy, innovation is the top adaptive skill as the first scene, and then divide the upgrade your innovation into the second scene. I also put so that I can identify what kind of scene is it. It's just a message. And then the second scene will be a call to action. And as I was planning, I was thinking, okay, maybe 4 seconds will be enough. And the last scene, 3 seconds will be enough. Okay, so it's a very simple way of planning your video. And we'll try to create in Orfeo. Okay, let me just try to open up. I think it's quite slow still. Okay, while waiting, let me just show you the final video so they can see in comparison how would it look like. So I went ahead to take the design, the text, and add a few effects on it. Okay, so let's just have a look here. Right, so the left is the original, the right is what I just recreated as a video form. So what did I do? The first thing that I did was I saw that there's a lens flare. In our library, under the effects, we have this lens flare effect. I added on to blend it so that now there's a bit of a motion to it. I also added the text. I also added the animation for the text. So it doesn't appear all at the same time, very overwhelming. You can see that now the text is a lot more comfortable to read because it appears one by one. And I also purposefully make sure that the logo appears after about 1 second so that you can allow the users or the audience to read the word first and then leading up to the logo over here. So have a look again. So I also added a second line, upgrade your innovation to the second scene so that the call to action is a lot more prominent, a lot more obvious. And I also added back the logo. So if the users doesn't click on it or doesn't attempt to click on the call to action, at least they remember the logo at the end. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Let me just create a blank screen. Okay, then also following that, we'll start to understand, okay, this is a very basic way of trying to improve a static image into a creative video format. And then when I try to create the first version, I start to think about, hey, is there any way I can really improve the video? So in the version 2, I kind of break down into 4 scenes instead. So instead of just a message and a call to action, I divide it into a compelling question, problem. And then the following scene, I will try to propose an answer, a solution. And the third scene will be an explanation of my answer, a bit of a context. And lastly, a call to action again. The copy, I kind of changed it a bit. I've kind of changed it to 87% of the bosses think that their employees lack in this one skill. Because I find that if I say employers, it's not very relatable. If I say bosses, I think it's a lot more relatable. That's how we usually speak in our workplace, right? If my boss asks me to do this, my boss says this, or my boss asked me to do that. So 87% is just to bring a bit more context. Of course, we have to have a relevant research on it and not just plug numbers from anywhere. So having some numbers and having more relatable copy will be a lot more effective for your ad copy. So it depends on who you're trying to target. If you're targeting like different countries, maybe they have different ways of communicating. You need to identify what words will really click with them. Of course, this is not a copywriting masterclass, but I hope you can get the idea of how we plan a video copy like that. Okay, then the ability to innovate. So when I start to put the ability to innovate, I find that we might need another slide or another scene to really explain what do I mean. You know, innovation is one of the most adaptive skill, so people can understand. Oh, okay, innovation itself is not too difficult. Train to be innovative with our proven system today, and I also add only 36 available, you know, to create some urgency, right? Yep. So I went ahead to the script. I'm happy with it. The next stage is what? To create a storyboard. Traditionally, in our video production pipeline, a storyboard is a lot more in-depth because we will have storyboard artists to draw, you know, to make sure that all the scenes are correct. But in our case, we are not going to create something too complex. So what I did is just divide them into 4 different panels, different scenes. So scene 1 is over here, and then scene 4 is on the right-hand side. And then the copy, which is the text, is just at the bottom. And then for the image, what I did is just I go to Google and then just try to brainstorm and find what are some of the suitable image that might be suitable for my text. So I just Google someone, maybe it looks like a boss with very stressed looking face. And then the second one, still aligned with the high-tech looking style. I find a brain image because innovate, I think brain will work. Bring back the graphic from before. And lastly, maybe a call to action, a bit of a high-tech graphic to accompany the call to action. Okay, so I'm happy with this storyboard. Very easy to understand. If I want to share with my guys, with my designers, it's a very simple way to understand. If we want to make any changes, it's also easier for us to communicate. So for example, I and Caleb find that the scene 4 is a bit too complex, you know, let's change it. That's why we can easily communicate and change it in our storyboard. So we don't have to waste a lot of time in the production period to try to identify what could work. Okay, so it's a very, very simple way to do a storyboard. Just have different panels, and then scene 1, roughly how long do you have? Scene 2, roughly 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. So in this video, in the planning phase, I would imagine 8, 11, 15. Okay, this is a 15 seconds video, just like that. Okay, so how, and then I went ahead to turn this into a video, and this is how it looks like. Okay, you get it? So I have the first scene, which is the person, and like he looks really stressed. 87% of the bosses think that their employees lack in this one skill. So this header, I think, is important because it kind of pick on some curiosity. So what is this one skill? In the next scene, I say, okay, the ability to innovate with a brain, and then there's a solution, there's an explanation for it, and then a call to action with some urgency at the bottom. Of course, the background, I also chose something more high-tech, something more relevant. Okay, let me just check back. Okay, I'm finally in. Let me just show you how I create the first video, okay? Okay, so let me just add it in. Okay. So the first video, if you remember, I added some effects. Let me just show you how I do that. I added the image in. So this is a blank version. Under the position on the top right-hand side, I can click on position and I want to fit to the screen. Just like that. So either I can manually try to fit it in, or I can click on position and then just fit it to the screen. Shortcut. Okay, so under the effects tab over here, you can see that there are a lot of effects over here. There's smoke effects, explosion effect, shapes effect. I'm looking for the lens flare effect. So lens flare over here, something like this. Okay, so spacebar. Okay, this is a lens flare, just like that. Put it on top of the light bulb. Play it. Blend pretty nicely, right? I can also try to blend it better by clicking on adjust. There's this thing called blend mode. By clicking on the blend mode, change from normal to screen. What this does is trying to, the brightest area, try to blend with the background. So now you can see it is blending a lot better. Okay, the next thing I want to add is try to add some motion to my image. Right now it's just a static, non-moving image, right? Emphasis, slow zoom in. Okay, 100% is a bit slow. Let's change it to 200%. Okay, so now you can see it is moving. Okay, the next effect I want to add is some sparks. So under the sparks, we can click on the folder. Okay, something like this one. This is a fire spark. Rotate it around so that it is moving towards the top. Okay. And I will change the color because it is orangey. I want it to blend with the actual image. I can click on adjust. Under the hue here, adjust to blue. Okay, it's coming together. Okay, add back the NTUC LearningHub logo, put it at the top left. And of course, I want to add my text. Add a text over here. It is currently black color. Change it to white. Change the font. At the top left-hand side, you can see change the font. There's a font that I want. Search for Encode Sans. Okay, let me go back and copy paste the text. Paste. Okay, it's too big. Adjust. Bold the relevant text. Align it in the middle. Everything, all the settings are all at the top here. And then now I want to add an animation for my text. Remember, we kind of animate it so that it comes in one by one. You can click on it, highlight the text, click on the entrance animation portion, which is the most left-hand side rectangle over here. And for text, it's a bit more special. You can animate the text as one object, by the whole line, by word, or by letter. By word. Click on Fade In. So now you can see the text are coming in word by word. It's a bit too fast. I adjust to the 2 seconds mark. So now it's coming in a lot more slow. Okay, so that's how I really do the first scene. I'm not going to create the whole second scene, but to show you a little bit, you can, to create more scenes and not just one scene, you click on the storyboard. You can add a new scene, create a blank scene. So that's how you can start to create your second scene, which is your end tag. Okay, I can change the background color. Then I can add the logo, I can add the text again, and then animate it accordingly. So following that, I can preview all the scenes, and then I can export. Oh yes, I haven't add a music. Remember to add a music over here. Play the preview. Okay, then just use it, and we are done. Okay, right. So I hope this gives you a bit of an idea how I would think about it, how I would easily try to dissect and script a creative. So now you can see that instead of just one creative, I have created 2 different videos I can test to see what works. So that's how you can think about it. Very simple, not too complicated. Anybody can do it to brainstorm. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think we are at a segment that we can have a break. Okay. I think let's have a 10 minutes break so that I can have some water. And at the same time, if you would like, I think you can try to log into the platform to have a try on your own as well. As usual, if you have the question, please feel free to ask, and then we will be here to answer them. Okay, so 10 minutes, you will be back by 3:27, around 3:27, right? Okay, I'll just be answering some question. Alice were asking about if I upload my logo, will I need to Photoshop that first? If it's a PNG or JPEG, you can just upload straight into Orpheum. But if your logo is in Photoshop format, no, you can't. So you need to export into an image format first. How do you remove the words from the original poster? Or actually, I kind of just crop it out and then just change it to black at the side. Can I use mixture of video clip and images with the tools? Yes, you can. However, do note that Orpheum is not a video editing software. So if you have a ton of video, it is not ideal because ultimately we are still using a browser, and a browser to edit a lot of videos will not be the most effective way. So if you have just a very simple clip to add in some effects, some motion, some images, yes, you can do that. Zhihui ask about Powtoons. Powtoons is great for, I think a lot of HR like to use Powtoons, I think because they can use like character animations. I think if you want to create a longer form explanatory videos, Powtoon is quite good. But if you want to create short content, short animated content with effects for social media ads or social media content, Orpheum will be wonderful. So I would say it has a bit of a different purpose on there. Can make my object move. What do you mean, object move? Is this more simple than using Canva? I think definitely we have some similarity with Canva, as you would have noticed. What would be different is Orpheum can create a lot more control in terms of animation and in terms of effects. so that you can create something that is more eye-catching for social media. Canva itself, very good for images. It's great for general purpose as well. How long is this session going to last? I don't think we will last all the way until 6, but if you have questions, we will be here to answer them. But I think my content, I think at first I wanted you guys to try with me, but since there's too many of you, I don't think we can do all that. But so we might be ending earlier, but while answering all the questions if you have along the way. Google Web Designer. I have never tried Google Web Designer though. Hi David, are you guys hiring? Not at the moment. What do you do, Denise? Can these tools support split screen? Yes. You just need to, yeah, you put your one video at the top, one video at the bottom, then there's split screen.
We accept unpaid internship applications.
Hey, you don't like that, say we don't do that. We pay our interns. Just to share with you, we also have a online page where we share all our tutorials. So even if today you can't really catch everything, not to worry. Firstly, you will have these slides. I will be providing these slides for you to download. You can review them again. Also, we have a tutorial page. I think it's ophio.com/tutorial or tutorial. Then that's where you can learn all the different tips as well. Can this be used for recording gameplay? No, we don't do recording of the gameplay. $19. Would there be more features to use? It's the same. I have given you guys all the features that we have to offer. Just to share, we are also having the team and collaboration function by the end of April. So if your team or your agency or company has multiple users that are using the platform, by the end of April or early May, you guys can work together in the platform itself. Is there watermark during trial? No, for you, it's a 3 months full premium. There's no watermark at all. Already log in, but the screen is different from yours. Yes, because I already have quite a few projects on my screen. Therefore, I will be seeing all the different projects. For you, it should be blank in the middle. Please type the link you just mentioned, or let me just share the link. Okay, here's the tutorial. Okay, just 3 more minutes. Please give me a while I get some water and be right back. 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Kai, is it? Kai, Xing Kai. What else will David be going through later? I'll just be going through some of the other features that we have that will be very convenient. Have you have an account ready? If yes, maybe you can try. Yeah, I just need to make sure that not everybody enter at the same time. For the food images, let me just paste the Dropbox link again. It's a Dropbox link, okay? So if I paste a link, but I better catch it before the chat gets populated. All right, 3:27. Okay, let's get back again. I hope some of you managed to try. Once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I think because our servers wasn't ready for too much of the bandwidth coming from the same location, which is Singapore. Usually we are quite spread out across the world, but all at the same time, it become quite difficult for the server. We will be intending to upgrade as well. Okay, I'll be answering maybe just 2 more questions and then I will proceed with other features, right? Link for tutorial. Let me just share the screen so that you can. Okay, the link for the tutorial is right over here, which is offio.com/tutorials. We will be adding more. These are some of the fundamental Offio tutorials. And during these tutorials, we'll also be bringing in some topic experts. So for example, next week we'll be interviewing our Facebook expert for Instagram stories, and he'll be sharing with us some of the latest data and latest creatives that work really, really well during the period. So over time, we'll be having more and more social media experts, especially who's working inside Facebook, to share their insights, because only they have access to all the different data, and every time they share is very, very insightful for all of us. So take note of the tutorials page. Will we get invited to your future talks? Patrick, we don't usually do a lot of talks, but if we do, we'll definitely email you guys, okay? I think we should have your emails. Okay, so let's get started and move on. Okay, so the next thing that I want to share with you is Smart Create. So earlier on, when you started to create a new project, you will notice that there are 3 different options, and one of it is Smart Create. So what Smart Create is trying to achieve is basically to ask you, what image do you have? And immediately we will take your image, remove the background, and try to recommend some of the relevant designs for you immediately. So it's an amazing feature that we are constantly improving. Let me just show you. Okay, just a very quick demo. When you click on Smart Create, you'll be prompted to ask to upload an image. So in this example, we will have either you can upload your own image, stock images, some sample images, or you can even paste your own URL. But just a disclaimer, not all websites work because some of the framework is very different. But in this example, I found this e-commerce site called Peep Snacks. So they sell popcorn snacks. And on the website, you can see that there are some suitable images available. I just copy and paste the URL over here and click on download images. And then following that, the platform will try to crawl and find what are some of the potential images that we can find on the website. Click on it, the suitable one, and click on use this image. Do I want to remove the background or do I want to just keep it as it is? remove image background is what I want for this example. And following that, it will take about maybe 20 seconds for our AI to understand what product this is, removing the background and pair it with some of the suitable designs. So you can see now what we support is the square format and the vertical format. The square format will be something like this, and then there will be different pages to choose from. I think for each one, you probably have like hundreds of designs to choose from. I can also click on the vertical one, and then here are some of the vertical designs. And following that, same thing, we can just choose the template and do our editing process accordingly. Okay, so same, I think. Okay, that's good. This is the final product. So this is one quick way for you to get started really quickly. Maybe you are selling a product or selling something, and then this will be one way to get started, to get creative. Just based on the template, based on Smart Create. Okay, let me just share with you how to use it. So start a new project. The first one will be Smart Create. So earlier we had the designer templates. So we can go ahead to Smart Create, Square. Okay, the question will be product. Is it a product video or is it a logo intro? So Smart Create enable you to create a logo intro as well. Today, let's just focus on the product image. So you can see now I'm trying to find what's my image. Upload button is right over here. I can just click on upload to upload. But previously I have already found, let me just choose my burger, use this image, and I want to remove the unwanted background. Okay, so now our AI system will try to analyze the product image, and then we will recommend some designs for us. It will take a while right now because it is trying to analyze the data. So about 20 seconds and everything will Right, so that's for Smart Create. If you can try now. If not, you try later on, okay? Very fun, just that it's a bit of a waiting time. We're still trying to optimize it. So based on using Smart Create, these are just some of the client creation that we work with them, a Hong Kong client. And we just quickly take their product image and produce a few variations to see what could be a style that they want. So we can have a look. So they sell basically tea bags, tea. And then yep, so very quickly anybody can create a lot of different variations to test what could be working for the ads. Okay, so that's Smart Create. I hope it is clear for you. Okay, let me just come back to. Can you guys try? See if there's if it works for you for now. Oh, Li Lian. Okay, let's see your creation. If we use Orfeo to produce company videos, logos, fonts will be kept confidential. Yeah, definitely. We do not have, there's nobody else can access to your assets. It's all private and confidential to you. Oh, nice. So Lillian just created this. Yeah, so if you have exported something, feel free to share with us in the chat. What you can do after the export, there will be a share tab over here. And you can just copy and paste this link on the chat so that all of us can have a look. Got locked out, oh man. Okay, try again. Sanisha. Sorry, what were you asking? I didn't catch your question. Sarah, if you use our link to register the account, there shouldn't be any prompt for purchase. You should just enter immediately. Stuck at 28%. Yeah, just need to wait a while and then it will be loading in a short while. Helen, this one only free for 30 days. No, we have given you 3 months. Can we have the slides to the deck? Yes, later I will be sharing with you the deck, so not to worry. Okay, great. So this is Smart Create. It is very popular, especially for e-commerce or retail or food and beverages, because especially during times where there's special seasons, maybe like Black Friday or whatsoever, we will be creating more templates for that. And a lot of our users like to rush during that period, right? So that's where they use Orfeo to rush it out. All right, so the next thing that I would like to share with you is how you can create daily on-brand designs. I think one of the struggle for a lot of social media profile for companies is they find it really hard to stay consistent. Okay, a good first impression leads to longer visits on your website and social media pages. And that's why organizations really spend a lot of effort on branding and making sure that designs remain consistent. So you can see like Coca-Cola, Oreo, McDonald's, Shopee, they all have very distinctive colors. So no matter what they design, they have fun, they be creative, but they always come back to a very cohesive design. And this is easy for brands to do, right? Because they have in-house designers, but it's not always the easiest for small brands like us. So are yours looking like that? You know, inconsistent design, too much text, photos ugly, or even if you choose some free designs like that, you select a few, but everything doesn't look nicely put together. You know, the fonts are not the best, you know, and that's because a lot of small businesses do not really have the time to focus on the design, right? They just need to try to be consistent in posting their posts. So in Orfeo, we do have this feature called the brand create. So the brand create enable you to create consistent design, but there will be a setup needed. So once you under my brand, you can click on setup brand. For a new account, you should have it, but for my account, because I set up before, so I will not see that already. So after you set up, you'll be asked a question will be, what is your website? So after putting Orfeo.com or putting like your own website, our platform will attempt to grab the colors of your website and the style as well, and then try to incorporate into the settings. So for me, I put in Orfeo.com, and then these are the three main primary colors that is being detected, which is the blue, the white, and the black. I can also click on explore or just change the colors as and when I want. And then on the right side is where it will be reflected immediately. So I can get a sense of how it will look like on the actual application. So of course, this is blue, black, and white. So for your example, for your brand, it could very much be a very different color. So that's for the colors on the first portion. And at the bottom will be try to pick a style. Is it more modern or more abstract or more vibrant? And these different icons just represents some of the different styles you can toggle between. So you can see, okay, choose the colors. Okay, I think maybe why not I just show it on my platform. If you do not have a website, not to worry, you can just choose your own colors. So okay, you can see, so for this example, it is black, red, and white. If I want to change it, I just click on the colors and then just change it accordingly. So in this brand, I think the first primary color is white. I'll just leave it as it is. And then black, maybe something more maroon, like that. I can also explore different colors by clicking on explore. All right, and then I can adjust from there. So at the bottom, pick a style. Right now, the current selected one is under abstract, and I chose something which is more brush stroke. But let's go back to modern so that it is a lot more cleaner. Okay, so I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the first selection. Click on next. And then the next question will be, hey, what's your brand font style? Is it more modern, more minimal, more classic? Okay, and for today, choose modern. You may also upload your own logo, and that's where you can use your logo more conveniently later. Okay, then after finish the setup, confirm, and then we are done. So the setup is done. So now when you click on branded templates over here, click on branded templates, click on the size, which is square. Right, so you can see that the branded templates are all now according to my colors and to the style that I predetermined. Okay, so the green, the beige, the blue is what I wanted. So now every pages that I browse through under the branded templates are all according to my style. Okay, so this is a very super convenient way for you to get started, and all the different designs have different ideas as well. You can just use it immediately. So now at least when you create any social media posts, static images, they will all be on brand. Okay, so just choose one. So nice, yes, so nice. Okay, so but keep in mind that branded templates are generally static right now, because it is meant for you to create daily social media posts for maybe your Instagram or your Facebook. But of course, earlier that we learned, we can just add some animation or additional effects later on as we want.
David, can you quickly
Yes.
show like how to resize the format? Because like there are a couple of people asking whether you can use this for TikTok, can use this for Instagram story or YouTube.
Yep. So in the beginning, when you create a design, you can choose like the vertical format, and that's for TikTok. Alternatively, if you choose a design in square, you can also click on the resize button over here and then click on vertical and you can apply. So now it will be adjusted to the vertical format. And the vertical format is what TikTok is using. Okay, I hope it helps. Does that answer the question? Okay, so you can see this particular design, the layers are here, there's no animation. So what if I want to add some animation? One way for me is of course to go one by one, click on entrance animation, fade in, this one fade in, this one on the left, this one on the right. It's a bit tedious, right? Even though it's quite convenient, but we also have animate function where you can animate everything in one click. So animate located on the left hand side. If I want fade in, we can automatically apply fade in to all your designs or web in. I can also randomize. I want a different direction and randomize until I like it. Okay, I think this is fine. Click on apply. So now this will override everything. Hit on spacebar, the new animation will apply. Okay, very convenient, very easy. And then you open a timeline, that's everything is being applied. So for me, usually I will do the smart animation first, and then maybe I will just do some final adjustment on the timeline, save a lot of time. Okay. Right, so that's for resize actually booms. Yep, so hope this is clear. So we have touched on 3 different functions of Orfeo. One is the designer template, one is the smart create, and the last one is the branded create. So all of it has a bit of a different function, but I hope that this will be very convenient for you to create your daily content. Okay, are you able to try it? Whatever website I type in, still white, blue, black. I think if that's the case, maybe that particular website is not detectable, but not to worry, you can just adjust it on your own to correct it. How do I post my creative videos to YouTube? You can just log into your YouTube account and upload the video as you would, but of course, you have to export the video first. Let me just show you. So on the top right hand side, there will be a download button. There's a download button over here. You click on video, click on MP4, high quality, and then it will be sent to our server for exporting. And after that, please download the video, and that's how you can upload it into YouTube. Where to start so many projects? Iris, what do you mean? So you just need to select one of the template that you like, and then you can get started for the editing. Where do we find the downloaded video? So you can see on my screen, once the download, the exporting is done, you will click on the download button, and it should be in your My Downloads or something, your default download area. So click on download video, and then you'll be downloaded into my system, and then this is the final product. Yep, it's just the default location where your browser download any files into. Okay, I'll just give you guys 5 minutes over here to try out brand create. I understand that some of you, when I type in the URL, it doesn't reflect your brand colors. I think it could be due to the system couldn't identify what are the actual colors. So it is normal. If that's the case, then we have to adjust it on our own. Why is there random background music? Oh, sorry, it's my Spotify, I think. I think it's gone.
David,
Yes,
can you
sir.
show quickly again like how like the design template, the one that you just worked on of your video 1428? There's someone asking like how do you show the design word appearing at a different time? Just like quickly go through again like on the timeline how to stagger it.
Oh, okay, that's
Yep.
a good question. Okay, let me just remove all the animation timing to the default. So by default, everything starts from the 0 seconds, as you can see. So as I play the video, everything will enter into the scene at the same time. So if I want a particular layer to appear at a later timing, what do I do? Very simply, I just need to drag it towards the right-hand side. And what this means is it will appear at the 2 second mark instead of the beginning. So with that in mind, I can then try to drag to a different timing to stagger them. So now you can see that I staggered the timing. One is appearing at the 0.5 seconds. One start to appear at the 1 second mark, 1.5 seconds mark, and the 2 seconds mark. So I play the video now. You can see that they are now appearing at a different timing. Okay, does that, is it helpful? Okay, just a quick shortcut key that will be very useful. So we know that space bar is to play from the start. Okay, we also have, what if I want to center my design? Sometimes it's very tedious to slowly adjust to the middle, I can click on Control Shift, what's that, comma, apostrophe, the one that is beside the enter. Yeah, so by clicking Control Shift apostrophe, then you can center it quickly. So let's say it is way out of the location, and Control Shift, put in. And then the next one is, I think it's a, what's that? It's a 2 dot is what? The first one beside enter is to center it horizontally, and then the one beside will be the align vertically. So if you want to do it really quickly, will be tak 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 tak, like that. Colon, yeah, colon. Yeah, Jamie, this is colon. Colon will be the vertical alignment. The other one will be the horizontal alignment. Yeah. So this is one of the shortcut key that I always use.
Yeah, so the keyboard shortcuts are the bottom left.
Yeah, you can find all the shortcut here. Control Shift is to save. You want to undo is Control Z, redo Control Shift Z. Yeah, but mainly what I use most of the time is to align into the middle. Because I think in video context, a lot of times we want things to center nicely. Okay. You're welcome. Okay, if you happen to export any video, just feel free to share with us in the chat, okay? Jamie, how to see the shortcuts? It's allocated at the bottom left-hand side in the canvas. There's this keyboard looking icon, and it's just over here. Hello, hi Ivy. Okay, just 2 more minutes and then we will carry on with the rest, right? feel free to join our community. Let me accept. Oh, 21 or 42 approve. Right. Welcome. Yep. And then from time to time, we will also be having some contests here and there to encourage everyone to start getting creative. So feel free to participate in them as well. Okay. Accept. Elaine, this is your project. Right, also this is Elaine's project. I think this is one of the stock sample that we have, right? If I can give one comment, I hope will be helpful. Usually don't align your text to the right hand side like that. It becomes very, very difficult to read. So usually best case is to put at the left and then the text align to the left. So this way it is a lot more comfortable to read. So if I can touch up on it, will be something like that. Yeah. And then since this text is a bit difficult to read, I will just keep it lowercase. Right, so something like that. What I can do is also this mango juice is very static. Add maybe a shake, no, a swing. A swing, yeah, a swing. Yep, so now at least it is moving a little. Okay, I hope it helps. How to share project? You need to export first. After you export, you should see this screen, and then there's a share button over here, and you just copy and paste your preview video so that all of us can understand. Okay, oh, awesome. I'm already at my slide 96. I have about 20 to go. Are you guys ready? So the rest of the slides I have is more of tips and tricks that I hope it helps, because ultimately we want to really start to be creative, and on top of the tools, I hope that some of the ideas here will be very, very helpful for you moving forward. Okay, let's get going. Okay, let me just accept the community one more time. Okay, let's come back. All right, the next portion will be more of the tips and tricks, and then if it's relevant, I will then show you how to get it done in Orfeo, okay? Okay, so if you're still really new and have no idea what kind of video you should create, one of the framework that you can try is to use this framework called the Create to Convert. It is invented by Facebook themselves. Their creative team invented this because they found that a lot of small businesses not sure what type of video they should create. So they kind of create this framework so that most people can then follow and get results immediately. So for Create to Convert, it is basically a framework of 4 videos. One is called the Basic Motion, Brand in Motion, Benefit in Motion, and Demo in Motion. Okay, let me just show you a very quick example. This is a brand that I created. Let's just imagine that they sell organic shampoo. And this is the basic motion. very simple, just to introduce the product. And then I show kind of different nature images at the back so that people can relate it to a more organic and nature mood. And then at the end, I just have the 3 shampoo choices into the bag. End it with a NTUC, escape from the chaos. Added a animated line over here to emphasize on the word escape. So very simple. What do you sell? What is a very simple motion that you can add to create a very, very simple yet effective video? So this is just one example. Very easy to do. Brand in motion basically says that it's the same as basic motion, but show your brand first. So it's the same video, but at the start, we showcase the brand logo first in the first 1 to 2 seconds, not too long, because after that, people might just leave, right? So even if people left, at least they saw your logo and then they remember it. The next one is benefit in motion. For benefit in motion, you basically talks about what kind of benefit they have for buying your product. So again, this example, we are just saying 100% natural, nourish your skin. Yep, so there's benefit. And demo emotion, since this is like a retail, we'll be communicating where to buy it. Yep, so basically 4 different videos, very similar, but each have a very different purpose. Demo is usually they are convinced already, so where do they buy it? And the benefit, of course, well, why should they buy it, right? Yep, so this is a very, very simple framework, something that you can bear in mind creating in Orfeo if you have not sure what to do to get started. Okay, so the next thing is always try to offset your animation timing for visual interest. So you can see in this example, it's a Nike ad. Okay, so you can see that the shoes doesn't all appear at the same time. They kind of offset the timing a little bit so that it is visually more interesting. Yep, same for this 7-Eleven ad. All the product or food doesn't appear at the same time. They kind of offset the timing a bit just to capture the attention, allow people to absorb a lot faster, a lot easier. So earlier I have showed you, I think one of the example will be, yeah, something like this one. Yep, so in this example, I kind of uploaded a lot of flowers into Orfeo, and then all of them, I will offset the timing using the animate function, and this is what it becomes. Let me just show you quickly. Let me just mute the music. Yeah, so this one. Yep, so as you can see, I have a lot of different layers. So times like that, the animate function is very, very helpful, right? So instead of heading one by one to adjust, I will then click on animate, select the type of style I want. I think in this example, fade in is awesome. Randomize. Sometimes the direction is not so nice. Okay, then apply. So now you can see everything appears at a slightly different timing. Visually, it is more attractive this way. Yep, something you can try. Very simple. Especially if you sell many products, or you have a webinar coming up, and then you are going to feature maybe 6 speakers or 5 speakers. You do not want to make them appear all at the same time. You can just offset the timing so that they appear at a different time. Okay, so the next thing is the use of emphasis animation to retain attention. We have spoke about this earlier, just to re-elaborate. So this is an ad from Nescafe. It's a very simple zoom in animation, but towards the end, they just make sure that the product is floating, it is moving. The eye will be captured, will still be entertained with the motion ongoing. So a very simple floating animation can be done in Orfeo itself too. So to show you, okay, this flower. Okay, this one. No. Okay, floating on under the middle timeline. There's this floating. So you see the yellow flower. It will be floating instead of a static. Why not we just try to add everything? Look. See, so my flowers are floating instead of coming into a static. Okay, very easy, very simple, yet very effective. Of course, the next thing is to add music. Add music. Even though Facebook has shared that more than 80% of the audience tend to view videos in silent mode, we still want to add music. We need to make sure that if the sound is on, it will always be awesome, right? So again, music at the tab is over here. Then you can build the different categories. Something more dreamy. Preview it. Use it. All right, very simple, straightforward. Okay, the next one is use of multiple scenes. So earlier I have also shown you one of the example that I used the NTUC LearningHub example, but here's another example. A very simple framework. The first one, the problem, the anger, the frustration, and then the second scene is a solution. Superhero is here, and then call to action, find out more, done. Yep, a very simple framework you can follow. Use smoke effects to make photo come alive. So you can see this Nescafe ad. It is a static cup of coffee, but they just add some smoke effect to enhance it. Same for KFC.
10 pieces of chicken for only $18. Order now at kfc.com.sg.
Yeah, of course, that's only if you sell food. If it's not, then not very relevant. It is a similar way of how I added some of the effects under the graphics tab. You can find the smoke there as well. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's find my legend salad. It's no longer a salad. It's a burger. Okay, I added a few things here. And then we can have the effects. Under effects, there's this thing, there are a few options, rising smoke. Something that is slower. Okay, something like this one. I can add on top of my burger. And then, but again, it looks a bit dark and dirty. Can adjust blend mode screen. So now you'll try to blend nicely to the background. And now you can see my smoke is a lot more realistic. Looks more delicious, right? Okay, a quick question. Can add own music? Yes, you can add your own music, no problem. Other visual effects, before and after, adding some fire. It's the same logic, just need to edit, place it nicely. We will always be adding a lot of different library of effects into the library. If there's any time that you feel like there's certain effects that'll be very helpful for you, feel free to let us know. When it's relevant, we can create them and add it into the library so you can use it as well. Add an end tag. Usually when you create a video, a one scene video is fine. It works for most cases, but another way that you can easily create a variation of your ad is to create an end tag, which is to add a logo or a branding at the end. This is for people who stay longer and see your video in the whole duration. Having an end tag will help to reinforce the memory of your brand, so it will work. Use simple animated arrows for effective visual cues. A lot of brands are using this. It is still very, very effective today. So just a product, having animated arrow to emphasize on the features or the ingredients that are used in your product. So in this example, I added arrow. So an arrow is also very effective for you to prompt the call to action. So it depends on whether you are using a vertical story, then maybe you can choose an arrow that is pointing towards the top. Or if you're running a Facebook feed ad, then the bottom right is where the button is, right? So having an arrow that points toward that direction will help to emphasize on the call to action and therefore getting better results. Okay, so something like that. And to point to the bottom right. And then maybe this one, I don't know, animated graphic. Buy now. Yep, so now I'm pointing towards the call to action. Remind the users to do that. And then there's a prompt. We always do the prompt for our clients because that's where they can get the best results. A lot of people just watch the ad and then they forgot what to do, right? Having the arrow or having certain element will really help to emphasize on the call to action, getting a lot better results. Keep it mysterious. One of the way you can experiment is also, especially if you have a product that is very, very prominent in terms of the shape. So this is an example of the Amazon ad. Or this is for Chanel. Right. The art of don't review everything at once. Tease a bit, show a bit. Usually, sometimes it helps as well. But of course, it works really well if your product have a very, very prominent silhouette, right? If it's just a square, then nobody knows what is that. then it will not work that well. Yep. So in Orfeo, what you can do, let's say this burger, I want to make it black. I can click on adjust, reduce the contrast, reduce the brightness. So now it's black. And then the question would be, maybe it could be, guess what is this? If you guess it correctly, and then you can win a prize or something, you know, something more engaging, something more fun for your audience. Split screens. Remember that for mobile users, all of us, we scroll really, really fast. And in a split second, we can really absorb a lot of information. So you can try using split screens as part of your creative. Yep, again, I added an arrow at the bottom just to emphasize on the call to action, right? And then using split screen to tell a story. Okay, another split screen example. Yep, so by timing it perfectly, it kind of bring a bit of surprising factor, right? The toy. Use 2D animation effects for some dynamic or dramatic motion effect. Or something like this. Yep, so you can do that. Earlier, I added some fire effects already. Motion effects. So this layer over here, if I close it, the burger just entered the scene. But I can further enhance it by adding this 2D animation, so it looks as though the motion is a lot more dramatic. So you can have a look. Yeah, so it's coming in, and then there's a sudden stop, and then there's friction, there's smoke, make it a lot more dramatic. It's things like that will make it a lot more memorable. Again, where you can find them? Under the effects tab, then there's a 2D smoke. You can just use them. There's also 2D shapes, 2D other effects to play around. This will be a bit more tedious because you need to keep playing and try to time it. Like the effect, maybe the timing is incorrect. I will just need to adjust around, play again, adjust a bit, play again, just to make sure that the timing is perfect. Okay. Why not we just try to add some (2D) shapes. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, I think this works pretty well. Yep, so now I have more dramatic entrance for my burger. Adjust the color so that it's white color. Okay, gray is fine. Yep, something like that. Okay, the next thing you can try is also creative framing. What can we create that can welcome audience in a very different window? So the frame is always very rigid. It's always like vertical format, right? So it could be a door, or it could be a window, or it could be something that is a lot more welcoming. So Or sometimes we also have some effects that is like curtain review. The curtain just dropped and it reveals what is behind. Yep. One, it gives a bit of a mysterious kind of feel. Secondly, it is creative, right? People not sure what to expect, and then when they see the review or like the brick smashing and crashing and review what is behind, it's very, very fun. Yep, creative framing, something you can try. White bar effect. There's a period of time where we experiment a lot of white bar effect. The McDonald's example, we played with the white bar effect as well. And the intention is to make the product more pop out by using the white bar illusion effect. Let's have a look. So just by having the burger enlarging over time, but going past the white bar, it kind of gives an illusion that it is more 3D, which it isn't. Yeah, so this is a very simple way to play. This one is another example. Right, so as the hands go past the white bar, there's a sense of surprise. There's a sense of, wow, is it 3D? Yeah, it's a very easy way to do it. Maybe I can show you how to just add the white bar. So usually I will be adding a shape layer under the graphics shape. Yeah, the rectangle over here. Turn it into white. Make sure my burger is at the top. And then add emphasis animation, slow zoom in. Too slow, 500%. Duplicate it at the bottom. Yep, just like that, very easy. Okay, white bar effect. We also have templates that are designed to be very thumb stopping. What does it mean by thumb stopping? Like when users see it, they want to see more, they stop the thumb from scrolling past. This is an example for Halloween. All right, so we kind of recreate the UI, but of course we cannot make it too similar to the UI because it's one of the rules that you cannot recreate the UI in the ads. They will block your ad. So we just simply use some white shapes and text to emulate as though it is the UI. This is the Christmas. Yep, so where can you find these templates? Under the designs filter, we have these scroll stoppers. Yep, you can find a lot of even interesting templates that are trying to play and having some surprising element to it. Okay, like this plane, the plane fly and crash into the white space. Something surprising. Okay. All right, that's really all the slides that I have. If you have tried it, congratulations. I hope this is easy for you. If you have not, when you have time, please go and try. We are always here to help support you.